Good morning, fellow option traders. This is Jeff, and welcome to the Daily Scan for Tuesday, September 16th, 2014. Well, before I get started, I wanted to apologize for yesterday. I did not hit the button to publish the video until, I don't know, I think it was after 8 o'clock. It was done, but I forgot to hit that button. And it's been kind of my downfall with the new Yahoo. They think it's cool that you have to, it doesn't automatically publish your video, that you have to actually press a button in order to publish it. And because of so many years of not having to do that, I'm still having a difficult time training myself to be able to just remember to do it. But anyway, time marches on. So, in the announcement field yesterday, Empire State Manufacturing Survey was really good, but industrial production fell short. And then today we have a couple, PPI, FD, I'm not sure what they mean by, that's Producer Price Index, I'm pretty sure. Is that the Fed? What are they? Yeah. The Fed's got their fingers in everything, maybe. And then we have Treasury International Capital. And then speaking of the Fed, look at this. 3 red stars tomorrow afternoon, all having to do with the Fed. Do you think that they run the economy? Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, that's tomorrow, and today is today. So let's see how things are going across the ponds. Whoa, Asia not doing so hot. I hadn't looked at these numbers. When I do this, a lot of times it's raw. Like, I don't know what I'm going to see when I do this. So, this is kind of a surprise. I don't know why they did that, but it's a surprise to me. This is pretty significant. I was reading some stuff about China, a slowdown possibly in China, because I was reading up on crude oil, trying to figure out why the price has been so low. So in Europe, we are red across the board too, and convincingly, I would say at 50%. That's pretty convincing. Okay, let's pop over and take a look at the futures here in the U.S. Currently down a tad. Yesterday was a little bit of a surprise because we were looking like we were going to gap down pretty heavily. But yesterday, the Dow actually outperformed the rest of the indexes. And TF, or the Russell, or the Russell 2000 small caps took a big crash. And even though I was looking to do a bear call on it, I was not going to chase it. It just went down so fast that I couldn't catch it. So rather than try to catch a falling knife, I let it hit the floor. Made sure my feet were out of the way too. So the only thing we're really in here is this insurance policy on the spiders, or the S&P 500, which is ES here. And we're going to take a look at those indexes in a minute. Gold is at $12.39, still well below our lowered expectation of $12.50. And oil is at $92.86, pretty much overall flat overnight. The VIX is at 14.12. Still pretty low, but starting to move up a tad. So we're going to throw our charts up here again and see how that works out. And don't forget to click the 720p resolution in order to see these a little bit better. I hope this is okay with everybody doing it this way. We didn't have a crash yesterday, so I'm hoping that we won't have a crash today, or maybe they fixed it over the weekend with the new release. I don't know. But anyway, here's YM. And remember I was talking about a double top on the Dow. Well, the futures, they trade different hours and make slightly different moves, so you're going to get different highs and lows. So this isn't really a double top. It looks like it might kind of be forming a head and shoulders. But I would use the Dow if I was looking for patterns rather than the futures. But anyway, the futures, looking sort of weak. We're down to our 50 moving average, and the 20 has actually turned down, even on the Dow. And on the S&P 500 futures, looks like the same thing. We're right down here at the 50, and the 20 has turned down. Momentum fell below zero back here when price was consolidating, and it did push up, during the day, or during the trading period, I should say. Not necessarily daytime, but during the trading period. Because the futures trade from like 6 o'clock at night till 5:30 or 5:15 the next day. And that's what we're seeing here with ES. Looks a lot like the Dow, and I think we're going to see something different here. Slightly different anyway. At least we still have the 50 is kind of still in an uptrend. At least it's still tilting up. The 20 has just turned down. A little bit more violent reaction here than the Dow and the S&P 500. And last but not least, we're taking a look at Russell, who did not have a very good day yesterday at all. The moving average has been oscillating between up and down here. It's so flat, and now it looks like as though it's finally starting to bend. Well, I shouldn't say finally, but it is bending down. Let's take a look at if it has. Yeah, we had it move down in April. And it's been, the daily has been really pretty flat, hasn't it? I mean, there's been a lot of changes in it. It's not as steep as you would like. And I mean, everybody says, and I subscribe to this, that the small caps pretty much lead. So if they're starting to bleed as the lead, then possibly the rest of the indexes will follow. Yes, okay. So that's a recap on all that. What does it mean? I don't know. I'm just making an observation. You know me, I always have sort of I think I'm influenced on the bearish side, definitely. Just because of everything else that's going on. I just can't believe this market is doing this, but it's still climbing. But it looks like as though the weight of the world events might be starting to affect it, at least temporarily. All right, let's jump over to the A+ list and get going with that. First up, Apple. All right, we weren't looking to do anything on Apple yesterday. It's in a nice uptrend. We have a target down here, and since I took my buffers out, I'm going to delete this because I'm only showing like, I think, 5 days forward. I might want to change that. Yes, let me change that. Time access. I'm only showing 3. I'll do 10. Change it back to 10. I like having that little space over there. Alright, now, and then I'll be able to put my pictures in, my targets in here. And we'll be able to see them. Oops, come on. There. And me smooth this over just a tad. There. That should do it. Okay. So we have a target in for Apple and we're waiting. Amazon, we had nothing going yet. Oops, yesterday on it. There's that habit. My hand just twitched and did an Alt-Tab. Keep my hand away from there. Amazon. Now this is a little bit weird. The stochastic had an uptick and the MACD had a downtick. Probably because it gapped up at the open. That's the only thing that I can think of. Okay, so anyway, nothing going there. Boeing. We weren't looking for anything there. We're actually looking up here for a 50 delta. BIDU, I put this in there. Just, I thought it'd be cool. Let's see if it bothers me or not. BIDU, they don't have a logo. We were looking for a trade on BIDU yesterday, but we didn't get it. We have a violation here. This is no longer legitimate according to our rules. So out she goes. Now, what we could look for here is a 20 delta. But I kind of have this Alibaba thing, and I don't know how that affects BIDU. Might be a good idea to just stay away from them for right now. Chipotle. Okay, we're looking for a downtrend here, so a bear call up here. It's not coming to meet it. Costco, we were looking to do a bull put yesterday. We did not get confirmation. It's still on our list for today. So that is still in setup mode. Got some old stuff here. It may have reappeared. I'm not sure. Okay, we already looked at the Dow. We looked at gold futures anyway. Let's go right to Google. And Google is in a downtrend. We have a target set up here for a bear call. Nothing going on right now. LinkedIn, we were looking for a bull put yesterday. And this one, I looked at this yesterday and went, holy cow. Wasn't I just talking about LinkedIn? Well, I periodically look at LinkedIn and go, I can't figure out. I don't think that there's any, I can't believe that they're making money. Just because LinkedIn is just, kind of like another social network for professionals, and they're trying to expand, and they're trying to be something, the everybody social network now, and I don't know. I have a LinkedIn profile, but I don't pay any attention to it. I don't ever go to the website unless somebody wants to, I don't know what they call it in LinkedIn, connect, I guess. But that's the only time I ever go there. So, nothing happening on that. It's still valid, though. So it's going back on the list for today. Because you just never know what might happen here. Alright, NDX. I know I got rid of these drawings. Okay, we have a setup here for 20 delta. So we'll put that on the list for today. Maybe we'll get a hook. Price line. Alright, we have a target up here for price line. Nowhere near moving there at this time. The Russell, we had looking to do a bear call yesterday, and it went way too fast. This bar here, it's like, okay, I'm not getting in on this. There's no way. I try not to chase, and you guys should try not to chase as well. Resist it. Unless, of course, you're day trading or something. It's different. Out of that. Kill that alarm. SPX. This is still kind of valid. I might still consider something on them. I'm going to kill that alarm. Yes, maybe, no, maybe. I'd like to see a little retrace like this in a downtrend. I'd like to see, maybe I'll have an update today and then we can jump back in on this. I'm not putting it on any list. Well, yes, it's valid to be on a list. I'm going to put it on a list. It's in my 20 Delta column. Daylight and $1 short, maybe. I don't know why I didn't notice this yesterday. Well, yesterday was not a good day. With the whole video thing was just a mess yesterday, so it was not a good day for me. All right, so 20 Delta here. I mean a 50 Delta on Visa. Not sure I might want to do that. Now that I look at this, there's some pretty decent sized moves here when it does move, but it can move very quickly against you too. So I'm just going to take this off of here. I'm going to remove all drawings on this puppy. And then I can remove them again tomorrow. Yeah, I don't know what to do with Visa. This is some really choppy candles in here. Just a little bit scary for me. So with that in mind, Visa being the last thing that we're going to be looking at today, we'll just do a little bit of a recap here. We have setups for 50 deltas on Costco and LinkedIn, both with bull puts, and NDX, Netflix, and SPX with 20 deltas. They are all also bull puts. So that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day and happy trading.